One thing that I've come to realize with our overconsumption of short-form content is that I can't make long-form ideas anymore. It's not only that I can't consume long-form content, but I can't even produce long-form thoughts and ideas. We are over-consuming content to the point where we don't even let our senses rest. Like, even if you're not busy scrolling on TikTok, you might have your headphones on, either blasting music or podcast, but either way, it's just some type, shape, or form of content. And let me tell you, the reason as to why you feel that your brain is so messy and you can't seem to navigate through your thoughts is because you are keeping yourself from actually exploring your own ideas and getting to discover which ones are meant to be there, which ones are yours, which ones did you just pick up along the way, and which other ones are supposed to be dropped. And let me tell y'all to just take off your headphones to actually hear yourself. Let me say it again. Take your headphones off to hear yourself and your ideas. It kind of gives me the literal ick, like my body. I get physically disgusted whenever I can physically feel that I'm lacking dopamine in my brain. And I know for a fact that going on TikTok or Instagram and scrolling isn't going to solve my problem. Not at all. It kind of gives you short-term solution for a long-term problem. Instead of actually, as we all say, instead of treating the root cause of the problem, we treat the symptoms. And with time, it just worsens and worsens and worsens. And so I might as well just sit down, take a piece of paper, and just literally yap. If that's the TikTok term, just yap. Back when it was school and I used to get so stressed, I would just pull up my laptop and let's just talk about how stressed I am and sometimes even cry. And that's how I used to stay in check with myself because I wasn't in the mood to write, actually journal, but that did help me. And they're these mini logs that I can go back to and check how I was and see the progress of where I am today. And speaking about progress, because our attention spans are so short and we are used to instant gratification, we don't have the patience enough to wait to see actual results. We all gotta believe in the process, but what if you don't see results? How do I know if the process is not gonna fail me? I would have to evaluate it each and every time, but as long as I'm changing the process, the results are gonna change too, and therefore it's you're never gonna win. And personally, I do have the big goals that I want to achieve, but these goals are more of long-term goals because I won't be fully achieving them anytime soon, a couple of months or years even. Therefore, I gotta be patient. But one thing that motivates me is that there's only 5 months left for us to say that 2020 was literally 5 years ago. And if that doesn't scare you, then I don't know what will. So when I sit with myself and be oh God, look at how many years I've wasted. I could have just focused on one thing, and actually worked on it for an hour a day, 2 hours a day, twice a week at least, and literally be consistent with it, I would have been seeing results by now and actually thriving, And so the thing that provoked this thought was this one reel that I've seen on Instagram. And shout out to this girl. I don't remember her account, but what I do remember is that she posted this reel with the text POV. You're recording your language learning process, learning 7 languages in 2027. And I was hold up, wait a second. What do you mean 2027? I mean, you can learn how many languages you want, but what do you mean 2027? It's supposed to be at least 2025 or 2024. But then it clicked in my head, this girl isn't aiming to learn all of these languages right now this year, but rather she's recording the process of her learning so that by 2027, she will be mastering all of these 7 languages. And that was actually smart. Now that I think of my goals, I'm oh, okay, I know for a fact that by the next 2 months, I'm not going to be anywhere near perfection or actually mastering that skill or hobby or whatever goal that I'm planning to achieve. And so from now to 5 years, I will be literally a pro in it. I would literally have all of my goals achieved. And that motivates me more because, as I said, I literally wish I would have done certain things in the past 5 years so that I would be ahead of where I am today. And I wouldn't want to regret the same thing in the next 5 years. So I might as well just put in whatever effort I have so that later on I would look back and be well, I did a good job. And one other thing that I hate, not hate, but this aspect of achieving goals is like comparing like your progress to everybody else's, which is kind of not a good thing to do. I'm not going to say toxic because it's like we all do that, but just be mindful of yourself. Like, you have certain circumstances and others have their own. You are a person of your own. Same thing for other people, right? Your life differs from others, and the list goes on, but we can't shame ourselves to like be motivated or to change to the better or even just be competitive. Well, I'm not gonna say that competition is bad. It does motivate you in certain ways, and there are certain goals and hobbies that do require you to success competitively, like in sports and competitions, etc. But no matter what, please go at your own pace. And I genuinely hate when people start motivating themselves with competition, because I am living my own life, right? I have my own goals. I have things that I want to achieve. I couldn't care less about you or your grandma. No offense. So like, why am I going to feel like shit or be jealous or feel negative because of somebody else achieving their goals? I don't want to feel like that. I want to like be inspirational and be inspired by others. That's how I'm trying to approach goals. Because at the end of the day, life is literally trial and error. And I'm really enjoying those hope core posts on Instagram and TikTok. They do motivate me, actually, because of the kind words and those genuine motivational speeches, not like literally shaming you and telling you that the effort that you're putting in isn't enough. Like, what am I supposed to do? I'm just a human being. Like, take it easy on me. Like, yeah, we all have excuses and stuff. Yes, we gotta build discipline, blah, blah, blah. You gotta be burnt out a bit in order for you to like actually push yourself to your limits and get to discover some hidden potential. And that's why I literally opt for tunnel vision. Tunnel vision is the best thing that I have been doing in my life for like the past 2 years or so. After I've gotten out of my depressive years, I was like focusing on myself more and like not worrying about others and how they're living or like where they have reached in life, because that's literally not my problem. I just came out from the dead, the literal dead. So I should be grateful for that. One thing too, gratitude. Y'all gotta be grateful. I've seen this quote 2 days ago, which goes, there are 2 things that determine who you are as a person: your patience when you have nothing, and your attitude when you have everything. Like, it was so mind-blowing because at the time, I wasn't that grateful towards my grades, I put in so much effort, but I didn't get the results that I anticipated, but the results were still that good, They were good, but not as good as I aspired for them to be. Kind of felt bad about it, but here we are. I'm trying to practice more gratitude and be like, God, alhamdulillah. And all I gotta do is just learn from my mistakes and thrive more. Thank you so much for listening or watching if you're on YouTube. Please leave a 5-star review if you're on Spotify. Subscribe down below if you're on YouTube, and see you in the next. Bye!